You know what? Autumn is a good time for rye. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musing. Today I have for you a special Michter's straight rye whiskey. Straight meaning 2 years. This is like a pop quiz for myself. I think that's what it means. And this one's coming at a very specific 42.4%. Now, as always, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the bottle before I do anything else. Specifically, this bottle was a bottle I shared with my younger brother at one point in 2020. I believe it was 2020. And this bottle represents a very unique moment in his life, my life, and the lives of everyone in the world. 2020 was one of those. In this case, however, he had just gone through a divorce, as many people did in 2020, and he was moving into a very sketchy new apartment. So I had been coerced, I volunteered to help him move some stuff into his new apartment on a fairly warm day. I feel like it was a fairly warm day. So we were going up and down these stairs. They were on the outside of the building. It was a sketchy staircase. And after we got all the stuff he wanted to get up there, he just happened to have one of these because he was working at the time in the liquor industry, which was a good time to do that. He was in distribution, going to other places saying, hey, this is good. Why don't you buy it, please? Thank you. That's how I understand distribution. So when I saw this on the shelf at the liquor store, I went, oh yeah, I remember that. I should probably do a video about that so I can tell this story. Done. Needless to say, he's in a much better place now, and he is engaged to his new fiancée. On to the whiskey. I feel as if ryes are a very autumn beverage for me. It always seems to pop up. Yes. Hello. That I seem to do videos about them around this time of year. That is not planned at all. It just seems to happen that way. I think I blame Midwinter's Night's Dram for that. Almost got away. One thing I like to say about bourbons and ryes, or at least American whiskeys in general, is they don't add coloring. That's part of the reason I like to say we begin with the color. Look at that. That is a beautiful color for a rye, I must say. See those little tones of reddish hues with a little tint of gold to it. Oh yeah. On to the nose. Oof. This is a rye. Yes, it is a rye. Eucalyptus. Yes, that is often the note I get. It's like black licorice or eucalyptus. Black licorice or eucalyptus are what I usually get off of ryes, and that is very present in this. Sometimes I just don't know, man. Oreo cookie. The cookie itself, not the inner filling. There's less of a vanilla sweetness on here. Let's see what else. It's like this peculiar mix of orange and lemon rind. There's a bit of pepper, and there's mint. I think that's another common note with ryes. Toast. This isn't toasted barrel. Well, I'm definitely getting a mint, and I keep thinking I'm having some kind of a charcoal experience, so I just combine them both into what I believe mint would smell like if you set it on fire. I don't know if that's a good idea. I feel like it's something they might do for a cocktail. What? Oh, onto the palate. Mm-hmm. Nice little spice, a little prickly. Oh, shouldn't be thinking too much about it. Dry, a little dry at the finish, but it was like a slow dry. It was actually pretty good. I'm not a huge rye person, but I do enjoy them from time to time. I think they make a very good old fashioned. All right, next up, pull on the palate and see what we can derive from that. I got a tinge of orange that time. The orange peel. Oh, hi. Spices. Oh, that's so nice. It's a blossoming spice. Makes me think of bakery. Makes me think of, I want to say apple pie, but also I'm thinking pecan pie. But those spices that are used in all of those kind of just, I don't want to say they burst through the air, but they expand is the way I want to think of it. Like if you're watching a cartoon, you'd see like it would flow through the air and then some cartoon, something or other would smell it and then they'd float through the air back to it. That sort of thing. They don't make cartoons like that anymore, do they? All right, I'm going to have one more. was actually quite nice. My memory on this was fairly old, but it is good to have a whiskey that you have a strong memory connected to. I like to think that's why people have it at weddings and funerals and a variety of different occasions, such as helping your brother move into an apartment that's really sketchy. Yeah. I haven't had much experience with Michters, so I'm always glad when I come across it. At the percentage this is, I am pleasantly surprised at how much shows up on the palate. The nose is fairly simple to me, although very rye, not extreme. I'm curious what the mash bill is. I'm always curious about mash bills with ryes and bourbons because that gives me a better idea of what the scale is like, with ryes adding a bit of a spicy pepperiness. I like to think it adds those baking spices to a lot of bourbons. I really like this. This would be a great introductory rye. I would absolutely put this in a lineup, maybe 2 rye whiskeys and 2 bourbons, just to see the differences for anyone who is trying to do a flight in front of you. Personally, as a whiskey sommelier, still feels weird to say, and also someone who enjoys sending out samples and doing blind flights for people, it's always interesting to mix it up. Absolutely worth it if you can find it for $40. And I was lucky enough to get it at that price. And once this bottle is gone, I can only hope it'll still be that price. Well, there you have it, folks. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.